Hey everybody, welcome back to 𝘍𝘪𝘭𝘮. I'm your guy, 𝘧𝘪𝘭𝘮, and today, to fulfill your movie hunger, I'm going to disappoint you guys. I'm starting to be more and more convinced that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire maybe are not in Spider-Man No Way Home. You know how you want something to be true so badly that you twist and misconstrue everything to make that reality real? Well, as I have poured over all of Andrew Garfield's comments since he's been the most vocal about his lack of involvement in this film, I'm starting to think that maybe we've got this wrong, and I'm going to explain that here in this video. In honor of talking about Andrew Garfield and being disappointed at him, I thought we'd make the trivia today about him. And in fact, that he actually has a new movie coming out. And I wanted to see if you guys know, without looking it up, what is the name of Andrew Garfield's new movie. I believe it's showing on Netflix. So if you know the title of that film, drop it in the comments below and we'll be sure to give you a like. Now let's get into this maybe depressing video, but it's worth doing due justice, folks. So let's get started. So sometimes we want things so badly to be real, and as many on the internet, the sleuths of the internet who've poured over countless information, leaks, and all these things, we have had a narrative point probably since last year about this reuniting of the Spider-Man. That they would come back together, that they would join forces to take on the multiverse of villains. And as a fan myself, and as many others, the idea that this concept was tantalizing. I mean, this is exactly what we thought would be amazing, what we wanted. And of course, when these rumors started to come out, it was very early on, and Andrew Garfield started denying that he'd be involved. I was like, oh, well, that just makes sense, right? Because you don't want to be the one who pops off the proverbial lid on all these incredible hidden secrets. You want it all to just be true, and you don't want to be the whistleblower because it's worth waiting till the movie. But I figured at some point that Sony and Marvel would reveal this information, that they would tease us, they would at least give us this percolating thought that they're definitely in it. And the first trailer came out and it did no such thing. And the second trailer came out and it solely doubled down and not doing that. Andrew Garfield's comments, as I'm going to show here in a second, I'm going to have a compilation of him denying his involvement, are getting a little bit more visceral. And what I mean is, there's a tactful way of, being coy. Not exactly answering the question. Andrew Garfield seems sad, and he is trying to convince us, like, you're going to be disappointed if you keep walking down this path of thought, because I'm definitively not in this film.
This is about this Spider-Man Photoshop thing that we talked about on Jimmy Fallon. Listen, at this point, people just I'm done. Like, we'll all find out when the movie comes out, and we'll either be very disappointed, or we'll be very happy, or like someone will say, "I told you so," and another person will say, "But I told you so." We'll all find out. I'm sorry in advance. Next.
In this video, it just feels different. Now, I know some people are gonna pour over his words and say, "Well, he's kind of teasing because he's not really definitively saying anything." I'm starting to wonder if he's been trying to warn us all this time. That Andrew Garfield understands that this movie, Spider-Man No Way Home, is quite a spectacle, quite a undertaking. It's very, very ambitious, but because fans have made this narrative that must exist, that anything that is less than what our expectation is, we're going to be disappointed. And he's trying to, warn us against this. I mean, just listen to what he says here. I have a couple quotes picked up here, and he says, "I understand why people are freaking out about the concept of that, because I'm a fan as well. Maguire, Holland, on screen together as Spider-Man for the first time, you can't help but imagine scenes and moments and say, oh my goodness, how cool would that be? But it's important for me to say on record that this is not something I'm aware of. that I'm involved in. But I know I'm not going to be able to say anything that will convince anyone that I don't know what's happening. And he stresses this point. And this is not the first time, the last time. He's actually done this numerous occasions. And what I think is so important is that he's almost just tired of answering it, because it's like no matter what he says, he could scream into your face, he could grab you by your coattails to say, I'm not in it, I'm not in it. And we're like, but you are. What we did here at 𝘍𝘪𝘭Monger is we poured over all the statements he said, and I still believe deep down that if Marvel and Sony were to do something this ambitious, they would never have glossed over the fact that if they didn't include those two, that it might backfire on them. You don't take Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Jamie Foxx's Electro, and not cross the point of, should we bring in the other Spider-Man? But when it comes to being a tactful actor, Andrew Garfield is well accomplished in that. And I do know that it might be Marvel and Sony having them under contract saying you cannot reveal this information in any way, shape, or form. But this vehement denial that he's in the film it's almost off-putting at this point. You're like, just give us a little something, and he's not doing it. If anything, he's tripling, quadrupling, quintupling down that he's not in it. I think this is important for us as fans, and so I thought in this video, with all we've seen from Andrew Garfield, and pulling back the curtain, and getting past all the leaks, and these pictures, and these photos, and all the things that have come out, it might be time to come to grips that there's a very real reality out there, that Andrew Garfield has told us the truth. That we're not getting this trio of Spider-Man. In fact, it's just Tom Holland's Spider-Man taking on these multiverse villains. Now, do I deep down believe that wholeheartedly? No. But it's important because as we go into a film that's this ambitious, that's trying to make us something special, we need to come with the expectation that it's cool if it happens. I mean, it'd be amazing. I will shout in the theater if it happens. And I know that the framing seems like it would fit 3 Spider-Man. That lizard gets punched in a sequence. There's these leaks. I get it. I know the information. But what if it doesn't happen, folks? What if we don't get the Spider-Man trio? Will it ruin the movie for you? Because I think Andrew Garfield is actually trying to really say, hey, listen, I told you. And don't let that ruin the movie, because you fans, us theorists, us YouTubers, any writers, bloggers, all the people on the interweb made something out that wasn't true, that wasn't there, and was actually never trying to be convinced to you. Now, it's hard because there's so many sources saying so many things, and it's hard to, believe it all. But, I don't know, there's something about to be said with someone, either he's really committed to the bit of, I'm not in it, and he's, playing us, or it's more that he's just not in it. I think it's good for us to go in the expectation. I think Jeremy Johns says this on his YouTube channel. Go check him out. I really like Jeremy Johns. He says, I'm going to go in with the expectation that Spider-Man No Way Home is about a multiversal situation where villains from other multiverses come over and fight Tom Holland. If you come up with the expectation of what they've laid before you, you can't be disappointed because you already are built to what they've provided and nothing further. And my biggest pain in Marvel so far has been WandaVision, and I experienced what happens when you don't do that. So come in with optimism and the right perspective. Anyway, I want to answer a trivia question today. I know this is a little bit more of a thinking episode, but I hope it helps us get to maybe enjoying the movie if they're not in it, which I will try to do so. I do love Spider-Man, so I don't think it'll be hard. The answer to this Marvel trivia, by the way, or not really Marvel, Andrew Garfield trivia, is Tick, Tick, Boom. It's the new film. Go check it out. Support Andrew Garfield. He was an incredible Spider-Man, and if he's not in it, we're glad to at least have a couple movies with him in it. And as always, guys, if you like this channel and you want to see more, you can like, subscribe, turn notifications, comment, because it does help us here, and we're trying to give you guys this content on the regular. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.